Corsage, out in theaters, new period drama starring Vicky Krieps as Empress Elisabeth of Austria, in a largely fictionalized version of her story. Interestingly, this joins like 5 or 6 other screen adaptations of the Elizabeth story released in just the last couple of years. There's been 2 TV shows, a TV movie, a musical, I think. There's also been some older movies about this. Now we have this one, which is kind of interesting to me, that so much media is being made about a person whom history, as far as I was able to learn, describes as pretty awful. Apparently she was a narcissistic, petty, self-absorbed person who hated the lower class people even though they adored her. In any case, though, this film, apart from maybe bits of characterization, is pretty far from historical truth anyway. It straight up makes up events and changes things. Even the entire ending of the movie is completely fabricated. There's also been some controversy related to the release of the movie, to the production of the movie. First of all, there's been some behind-the-scenes drama related to the Me Too movement. Apparently, someone has accused someone of acting inappropriately. I think the details weren't even released or names being named. Secondly, 20% of the movie's funding came from the Luxembourg Film Fund, which apparently is run by Vicky Krieps' father. So, a bit of shady stuff probably happening there. And the most awful part probably is that the guy who plays the emperor in the film has been arrested in January on charges of possessing child pornography, and he admitted to all of that. So there's that. If you don't want to support that, obviously you can skip the film outright. I didn't know about this going into it, but I probably would have thought twice about seeing it. In any case, so we've established that the film isn't historical fiction. So what is it instead? Well, I describe it as a character study, and also the director publicly went and said that it's meant to be, about women and about feminist themes and all that usual jazz. Now, I have to admit that either I completely didn't understand the film, or it just has nothing interesting to say. It presents us with a character that is petulant, capricious, mean to people around her, easy to scorn, narcissistic, obsessed with her image, not caring about her family seemingly at all. And it sort of paints this story as one where she's a victim, she's a prisoner of her station, where she desperately craves freedom but can't have it because of the role she plays in society, also because of the times and the culture that she's in. Problem for me is I never found a single reason for me to sympathize with Elizabeth. So it all just felt like 2 hours of watching someone be awful to others and to herself as well in many ways. There are various characters and subplots floating around, but nothing seems focused. The story is meandering and quite frankly boring. There was one point where a character in conversation said something along the lines of the monarchy is dying, and I thought, hang on a second, this could actually be a really fascinating way to recontextualize the movie, to make it about the decay and slow death of monarchy as a political system in Europe through the lens of Elizabeth. And I expected the movie to actually go this way, but then it completely dropped that angle after this one single conversation, going back to just its dreary protagonist. I didn't like it. I mean, Vicky Krieps gives a good performance. I enjoyed the cinematography, and I enjoyed the anachronistic music. But on the whole, it just felt like a whole lot of miserable nothing. And again, completely possible that I just missed the point, but for me, the film simply has nothing interesting to say.